Very good afternoon to you, everybody, and welcome to Lautoka for the final match of the OFC Champions League group stage competition. It's AS Pirae of Tahiti against Waitakere United of New Zealand, and this broadcast brought to you by Courts, Sports World and Vodafone, supporters of the Fiji FA and the OFC Champions League. And a massive game coming up for you. I'm your commentator, Gordon Watson. I'm joined by Indra Singh of FBC. Indra, this has got a fascinating weight on it.
Last 24 hours there has been the talk, Gotti, about this game. It's not in particular only for the two teams in front of us, but one that has left the country and in Auckland now, I believe, waiting for the result of this one.
That's right. If Waitakere win this game, they will top the group and Pirae will drop to second, and Waitakere will qualify for the semi-finals. And Amicale will go through, and then it will come down to goal difference between Auckland and Pirae. Pirae, of course, have got a pretty healthy goal difference, currently sitting at +9. So if Waitak were to win 5-0, they would go to +7, and Pirae would go down to +4, which would get Auckland through. But the big question of the day is obviously going to be, what do these two teams want? Let's take a look at what's at stake. Let's not forget that kick dengue fever out of Fiji has been our focus as a sidebar to the OFC Champions League in association with UNICEF Pacific, the Ministry of Health, the OFC and Fiji Football Association. There are a couple of match officials, Mark Rule on your left and Norbert Hoata on your centre right. Both men are part of the FIFA World Cup support team for OFC officials, as Bertrand Billon leads these two teams out. Jake Butler on the left in all white, and Marama Vairua, former professional with Bastia, now back in his homeland of Tahiti. A lot at stake for both these clubs. Pirae have beaten the New Zealand club previously. They downed Auckland City 1-0 in Tahiti in 2005. That result, curiously enough, knocked Auckland out of the OFC Club Championship in 2005. They've never previously met Waitakere United. Jonathan Toro here, the goalkeeper, played for Barcelona in the Beach Soccer Championships after some pretty big performances for Tiki Tor in the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup.
Yeah, it's amazing, Gordon. We didn't think about this when match day 1 started, that this game could be deciding this pool and also Auckland City's pool this afternoon.
It's Vairua with the captain's armband. Made his international debut for Tahiti in the FIFA Confederations Cup.
The captain of the team, number 20, Jay Warren, number 21.
So Bertrand Billon. Centre right is the referee. Tavita Makasini on his left of Tonga is the assistant referee, along with David Charles of Papua New Guinea. The fourth official is Salesh Chand of Fiji, as we go through the pre-match routines.
Good, and as we get ready for this big one this afternoon, the last game, 18th game of match day, group stages, match day 9 here at Churchill Park in Lautoka. 62 goals so far. Kiwi having conceded the most, number 18. Nedi follows closely behind with 14 at the bottom of the ladder, but 62 goals in 17 matches so far.
That's a remarkable record. Forgive my maths, but it's just over 3, is it not?
Yeah, roughly average, yeah.
Rough average of about 3 goals per game. There are the leaderboards. As Pirae top this group with 6 points, Waitakere with 4. Group B is Amakel, and we can look at Pirae's lineup. Ken Warren is boosted into the starting 11. He will line up alongside Yavia Pais, and Jay Warren is in at left back. For Waitakere United, 3 changes. Tom Biss is in, Maxime Manco is in, and Harshay Reniga is also in. Tim Myers out with injury, and Adam McGeorge and Sam French have been taken out of the lineup. And it's a 4-3-3 formation. And a glimpse of the bench. You can see Myers at the far end of that bench. Paul Temple in the foreground. Danny Robinson urging his team on. They can get to the last 4 here this afternoon. And we're underway at Churchill Park. Benjamin Tatori, first touch of the ball for him today. Waitakere will certainly be looking for some Tatori magic. Oh, they've given it away early. It's a mistake. Nia Bennett squares it. It's behind Raimana Lee Funkui. Raimoana Bennett. This is Parker clipped in. Raimoana Lee Funkui. Oh, it's a goal for Pirae. Less than 40 seconds on the clock. Unbelievable start. Well, they got a warning in the first 20 seconds, and then 20 seconds later, Waitakere are 1 goal down, most unexpectedly.
One of the fastest goals of this tournament so far, Gordon, and that would have shocked Waitakere, and what a great cheer we'd be listening in Kiwitia Street now.
That's an amazing start. Would never have picked a goal that early. That's possibly one of the fastest goals in OFC Champions League history. The good news for Waitakere is that there's plenty of opportunity for them to come back.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I was just going to mention that Maxime Manco has come in, and it's Sam French, the striker for Waitakere, who's played in the past 2 games, who started, is out. But it was the Tahitians who definitely put them under pressure. We saw that early mistake by the defense of the Waitakere United defenders, making that mistake, but in the second ball coming in, they did get the goal, that is AS Pirae. Right now, currently as it stands, I know, long way to go, Gordy. You've got 88 minutes remaining. As it stands, it will be Auckland City coming back as a second best runner-up, and Waitakere would be going out of this tournament, and AS Pirae would lead this group.
Well, in fact, Waitakere United were dropped to 3rd in the group. Solomon Warriors had an 8-0 win over Kiwi FC, and they would swap positions on the table with Waitakere on goal difference. But it's far too early to start talking about those permutations. We've only just started this match. Matthews clips it in for Manco. Stevens, that's a sharp turn. That's not a bad ball. Toro here takes it at the 2nd attempt.
We've been talking stats now. That means AS Pirae loses by 6-1. Then they'll be out of this group, or out of the semi-final contention.
That's right. Poor start by Waitakere. Under the circumstances, needing to win the game. It just seemed to be a goal that came out of nowhere. Reniga. Butler, well played. Matthews tried to pick out Manco. It was well read by Ken Warren. Bennett for Tairui. Tatori, he's given that straight back to Pirae. Nia Bennett. Tom Biss. Now Butler. Spreads it wide for Tatori, who can take on the fullback Parker. Parker wins. Well, he hurried his distribution. I think it was intended for Nia Bennett. Now Waitakere have it with Manko. Tristan Prattley rushes his pass. Well, you write off Waitakere at your peril. We saw the resilience and the character that they showed in the draw with Solomon Warriors.
All they need is 2 goals in the next 85 minutes or so remaining in these games, and it's not out of Waitakere's reach, knowing them. Experienced side with a number of experienced players. Teddy Robinson would have not been happy with that first goal going in, but they will bounce back. We saw them against the Warriors, as you mentioned, Gori. They do not give up.
No, never say die attitude. Butler, 35th Champions League appearance today for him. Jones cushioned header for Matthews. Shelley. Renega picks out Matthews. Nice first time pass by him for Butler. Manko's made a run just to the left of Ken Warren. Romoana Bennett scored his first goal in Champions League history back in 2005. In fact, he scored the winner against Auckland City in that 1-0 game for Pirae. Oh, and Romoana Lifanqui just got ahead of Robinson.
See the replay, Fanqui coming through, just toes it away. They thought they had got a penalty. Robinson pointing out no, fair call by the referee. But Fanqui with his speed, and that will definitely trouble. We've seen him in the past 2 games. He does trouble the defenders. He gets booked for diving, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's a simulation. Renega will restart play with a throw. Waitakere have scored 98 goals in OFC Champions League history. If they're to progress to the semi-finals, they're going to have to score their 99th and 100th goal in the competition here today.
The vast difference in this game itself, Godi. Waitakere in this tournament so far have scored 3 goals, and AS Pirae on the other hand have banged in 10 goals.
That's right, it came down to that Kiwi game. Waitakere won 2-0. Kiwi turned in their best performance of the comp in the opening match, and then we didn't see very much else of note from them. They really struggled in the second game against Pirae, losing 8-0, and to be fair, they created far more chances in the next game with the Solomon Warriors. They may well have had 2 or 3 goals themselves, but they still got taken for 8.
How Solomon Warriors would have been wishing they were still in contention in that game.
Yeah, well, they had a strange start to the tournament too. They lost their first match and really never recovered from it, but they showed plenty in their second and final match that if players like Mikalia Lafa and Dennis Ufunoa the image of the future, then the Solomons national team is in very good health. Tom Biss, Stevens, Butler gets a cross in, hooked clear. It was Huimana Parker. So for viewers in the Pacific who perhaps have just joined us, it's AS Pirae 1, Waitakere United 0. The goal coming after just 40 seconds of this game.
Fanqui and Nia Bennett up front will pose a few more problems for this Waitakere defense.
Waitakere gets better of Matthews. Tries to cross, gets the ball back, second attempt. Well, that's not Wairua's usual high standard. Nor is that Jake Butler's best work. Yavia Pies. Toro here. Goes long, that's straight down the throat of Tristan Prattley, takes it on the chest. So 10 minutes in, Pirae 1, Waitakere United 0. The New Zealanders have a free kick just a couple of metres inside Pirae territory. It's taken quickly to Tori. He's got one goal in the competition, but he hasn't been at his best. He's around Heimanu Parker, still going. To Tori, helps it on. That's not advantageous for Waitakere, that attempt.
It would be amazing to be the coaches of the two teams on the baseline right now. What's going through your mind, particularly Paul Temple? What do we do? How do we get back into this one? Do we remain with the game plan we talked about at the start of the match? Or prior to the start?
Manco breaks clear. He's got a free kick. And there's going to be a yellow card. Heimanu Parker.
To my knowledge, that's the second yellow card for Ken Warren, number 4.
Yeah, Ken Warren goes into the book. I apologise.
What's the replay there? The foul by Ken Warren.
So this is a really handy position for Waitakere. They got Manco, Shelley and Jones all up for it in and around the penalty spot. Jake Butler drifting out wide to the far post. Bertrand Bellon checks that everything is in order. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in there. It's clipped in away by Pies.
Right, Shelley making a point to the assistant referee on this side. He's pushing in the box, he says.
This. Oh, that's a good one, Shelley. Oh, he's only managed to... Oh, it's fallen for Butler. Takes a deflection. There's a long-range shot. Tora here pulls off a good save. Corner for Waitakere. So close for Waitakere then.
You see the free kick driven in. Good ball. Headed by Shelley. Didn't find his target. But then the shot from Jake Butler blocked. And then again, the drive by Joel Stevens. Just tapped around his post by the goalkeeper, Jonathan Torahia.
Really physical in that penalty area. As teams, the two teams are competing for everything in there. Now, AS Pirae on the counter-attack. Wairoa keeps this movement going down the right through Labast. Labast taking on Prattley, loses out. Wairoa picks it up. Clipped into the far post. Prattley gets an important header. So a good tempo to this one, Indra.
We expected this, as I said, past 24 hours, all the talk in the football circles locally and the Pacific has been about this game. And I think more of that will defending champions Auckland City still be part of these last 4.
That is one of the massive implications of this competition. How the semi-final picture will look. Prattley, Tom Biss. Travelling through the middle third. It's a good tackle by Parker. Prattley checks his options. They're all long. Manco, Tatori. Tairui. Now Raimoana Bennett. Tairui again. Sebastian Labas cuts in field. Good spell this for Pirae. Cross from deep. It's going to be right down Danny Robinson's throat. Gets things moving again through Reniga. Stevens. Taken out. Sebastian Labas, the guilty party.
So was the replay. Coming in, Labas, just the foot mistimed on Joel Stevens.
Yeah, Labas was never going to get anywhere near the ball. Took the player out. Ken Warren gives it straight to Tatori. Javier Pies. Oh, and a chance for Stevens! Good save by Torohia. Goodness me, that was a golden opportunity.
And the good work by Manco, as you see there. He'll come in, he'll get the ball, he wins the ball fair and square. Joel Stevens should have done better than that. Could have taken one more touch before trying to place it. Great save. Again, Torohia to the rescue for AS Pirae.
Pirae just getting a bit casual at the back, and they nearly paid for it. Here's Nia Bennett.
So Torohia has been called to the rescue 2 times for AS Pirae. Butler, Danny Robinson rather, with his defense of Jake Butler, have not really been tested apart from that goal that's gone in.
Oh, good shot from Vairoa. Lee Fun Kui, Nia Bennett. 2-0. Can you credit it? The old stager, Nia Bennett, gets his 5th goal of the tournament.
Sugas replay got a great shot for Marama Vairua, palmed away by Danny Robinson, following through Funky, back heels it, and Nia Bennett picks his spot well, just under the arms, and Brian Shelley could not do anything about that. 2-0 to Pirae, who would have thought this scoreline in the first 20 minutes.
Well, it all started from that long-range shot by Marama Vairua, and the Tahitians look set. 17 minutes in, 2-0 to Pirae. Well, still, there's so long to go, but this equation is getting more and more difficult for Waitakere. Having to win this game, they now need 3 goals to get to the semi-finals. Oh, Tatori too short with that. And how about that miss by Joel Stevens? It has come back to haunt Waitakere.
Could call it a 2-goal turnaround with Joel Stevens one-on-ones. Great save by Torohia. Pirae come back the other end and bag in the 2nd goal. 2-0 to Pirae.
This misses out to Raimoana Bennett, Lee Fun Kui. Now Tatori's drifted into the centre of the park. Benjamin Tatori seems a shadow of his former self. Currently, Ken Warren back to Jonathan Torohia. Stevens against Jay Warren. Butler arrives. Tries to find Benjamin Tatori. It's a goal kick.
Benjamin Tatori, as you've mentioned, we've watched him. This is his 3rd game. We're watching him. Just has not been the Benjamin Tatori of the past. We've seen him play, but full credit to AS Pirae, Gordon. I think they're playing a marvelous game. Could have easily just gone and played out a draw, but they're putting all the effort into it to win this game. Ensure they get maximum of 9 points and they head into the semi-finals.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Vairua sets Nia Bennett clear. Raimana Lifanqui. Back to Robinson. There's his clearance. Well, Paul Temple's got some thinking to do. Prattley with a long ball forward. And there's a nasty fall. It's Hermanu Parker.
Could have easily gone the other way.
I felt I thought he was entitled to go for the ball. It's just the way he's fallen that is wince-inducing. That could be some severe shoulder damage. He's won the ball, in fact. Oh, yeah. The left arm just buckled. So this could be serious.
Yeah, look at him there with the physio.
Let's not forget also, Indra, you made a point earlier in the competition that next season, under the present rules, Waitakere United would not be involved in the 2015 Champions League. Their place has been taken by Team Wellington. And Auckland City have already qualified. Torahia takes the free kick.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. Gordon, from the day one of the OFC Champions League, we've always known Waitakere and Auckland City. Chance to see a different team coming out of the ASB Premiership this season.
Yes, the first time since Young Art Manawatu made it. Here is Raimana Lifanqui. That's a good cross. Reniga gets something on it. Robinson comes.
Just before that shot came in from Marama Vairua to sting Robinson, we were talking about how he had not been tested. He palmed it away well, but it was the great follow-up work done by the Tahitians that got them the second goal. Oh, here comes Totori. He's offside. Quickly taken free kick there by Waitakere. Disappointment on the face of Totori. He gives glances at the assistant referee, Tivita Makasini from Tonga. Gordon, do you think the Auckland City officials are definitely following this one here this afternoon?
I've got no doubt that they will be following this.
And they would be cheering right now for AS Pirae.
Well, they'll certainly be fascinated to learn that Pirae are 2 goals up. I think there was an element of resignation about the team officials yesterday. They felt that having had the opportunity to get to the last 4 in their own hands and having spurned it, that today may well have just been a write-off for them. But if you look at things as they stand right now, they're in the semi-finals, and it's Waitakere United who are going to have to dig deep and produce 3 goals if they're to stay in the competition. Here's Stevens. Takes a deflection. Torahia hasn't come for it. Pies clears it. You know, this game is just so unpredictable. The deficit has come at a very quick pace, and it's left Waitakere with the best part of 75 minutes to overturn it. That's a lot of time. That's plenty of time.
We've watched teams give up 2-goal leads in most of their games. Sometimes it's just once they go up 2 goals, they think it's all done and dusted. Comes back to haunt them.
Corner for Waitakere.
How things could have been different right now if Joel Stevens would have put that one-on-one chance away.
Yeah, that could come back to really haunt Waitakere. Nevertheless, they have a corner. Clipped in. It's a decent one. Torahia grabs it. He's aimed it at Lee Fung Kui. Fails to get his body in behind the ball.
Everyone's been talking about some of the best players appearing in this tournament. I've been impressed with Jonathan Torahia, the goalkeeper for AS Pirae.
Yeah, he's a real star. He was one of the heroes of the Tahitian beach soccer side at the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup, in which Tahiti finished 4th. He got picked up by the Barcelona beach soccer team. Yes, that's right, the Barcelona. They have a number of sports teams outside their football stable that we're all familiar with. And Torahia participated with that club in a tournament in South America, I understand.
And on a lighter side, Gordon, the moment of the tournament, I think, would be AS Magenta. And missing that, almost slotting it in, but not getting it.
Bertrand Kai.
Bertrand Kai, the
yeah,
other day.
that was some moment that I was talking to our radio commentator, Jason Pine, who described that as a really good piece of play, but we'll come back to that. Tom Biss against Ken Warren. A throw for Pirae. Yes, I was talking to Jason, and he said, oh, wasn't that a wonderful piece of play by Bertrand Kai? And I said, well, Jason, from up here in the television commentary box, with the benefit of a screen and a replay, we were able to tell that Bertrand Kai had completely miscued his shot with an open goal, and it just so happened that Bill Nichols was there to tap it in.
We were just having some talk last night as well, Gordon, with a few of the guys here from Fiji, how things could have been different if Bertrand Kai was there for the first game for AS Magenta against Bar.
Yeah, he had something. They went with a pretty light strike force. They had Michel Hamai playing up front with Kalaj Nipate, who is just lacking a bit of the experience of Kai, as we see Prattley's free kick rattled in and rattled away. Good turn by Vairua. Excellent ball. Raimana Lee Fung Kui. He's got Raimana Bennett to his left. Oh, interesting exchange of passes. They might have overcooked the brew. Tatori back there battling for his team, and he wins a free kick.
Tatori, in his desperation to get those maybe the required goals, is moving in and out from the strike force to midfield and all the way to the defense, as we saw in that time. Pua again by almost intercepted by Marama Vairua.
Lee Fung Kui still going, long range shot, wide.
Naya Bennett leading the Golden Boot race, 5 goals so far.
That's right, he's just one ahead of Mikalia Lafa, who got 4 in one game against Kiwi this morning. In fact, matching Naya Bennett's achievement. Bennett, of course, missed one game. He didn't arrive at the tournament until late. A number of teams have had similar situations with players who have been arriving after the scheduled kickoff of this tournament due to work commitments.
Yeah, also having a brief chat with The Amical officials, how they saying that Sani Issa, last year's Golden Boot winner, will surely feature for them in the semi-finals against Bar.
Yeah, in at least one of those games. I'm very curious to see. That's a good ball. Tora here scoops it up. There's going to be a substitution for AS Pirae. Solomon Tevapauhu is stripped and ready for action. It could be Heimanu Parker who comes off. Shelley forward, Manco forward, Jones forward. So is Butler. Toro here. Good take by Toro here. Vairoa. Well, they need to try and get tighter to Marama Vairoa. Well, he's a class act, Marama Vairoa. Fouled Tom Biss. You can see here, Biss goes to ground, but he helped him back up. I've got such a lot of time and admiration for Vairoa as a person and as a player.
It's always grand to see them come back and play in the Pacific.
Yes, Tatori. Can't get past Parker. Yes, players who leave the region and then... Oh, Tatori's away from Parker against Labast. Can't get past the second defender. Joel Stevens is there. Oh, well done by Vairoa. Just picked the pocket of Biss, but he's given it straight back to Tristan Prattley.
Yeah, Oceania has gotten... I spoke to you prior to the start of the tournament and mentioned how the Stars dominate UEFA Champions League, Asia League, etc. And you had mentioned while we have got its expatriates coming in outside of Oceania to play, we'll take that one after this, there's a corner. You've mentioned the need is to have a look at our own Oceania players and how skillful and how rich in talent they are.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen the likes of Vairoa, Rufa, Karambu and Cahill all go on and forge for themselves exciting and successful football careers in Europe and around the world. And on that list, you know, you've got European Cup winners, you've got World Cup winners. That's a good ball in, away by Butler. Good touch from Jay Warren. His pass isn't so flash. Harshay Reniga. Joel Stevens tried to clip it through. Tatori was unmarked at the far left of the penalty area. Prattley picks him out now. Tatori trying to find himself some width to cut in on that right foot. Pass Labast, hooked in. Tairui mops up for Pirae. Bennett concedes a free kick. Well, frustration for Jake Butler.
The final ball has just not worked for Waitakere here this afternoon.
Well, there's going to be a switch. Raimana, no, sorry, I apologise. Raimoana Bennett is the player who comes out.
Yeah, this clutching his hamstring looks like a hamstring problem there for Raimoana Bennett.
And Solomon Tavapahu comes on.
Yeah, slight limp as well as we see him walk on. Thigh.
Yeah, it's high up in the right leg. Tavapaihu. First touch of the ball for the substitute. Vairoa, that's a good release pass. Jay Warren has got space to move into. Tavapaihu, the substitute, going up against Shelley. .33 minutes gone. We're in the 33rd minute at least. It's Pirae 2, Waitakere United 0. Nice ball by Manco, that's excellent. Stevens needs some targets, he's got a corner.
Stevens on our screen there. Mr. Tori, along with Maxim Manco, make their way into the box. Tristan Pratley to deliver this one in.
Here comes the corner into the far post. Tora here, didn't call for it. Stevens, blocked by Vairua. Keeper comes out. So Waitakere forcing the game. Pirae with his 2-goal cushion.
Good release.
That's a great release. Tavapohu. There's the cross. It's a harmless one.
What we notice, Gordon, is with Waitakere pushing so many players upfield. We've got Marama Vahirua and his twin strikers staying in the middle third, and if a counter ball comes in, that could spell danger for the Waitakere United defence.
Yeah, when they're repelling that ball, they're just sitting in between the lines, playing in those holes, picking up loose balls and then trying to distribute them. Here's Matthews, Manco. That's a nice lob. Tom Biss couldn't get on the end of it. Torohia deals with it first time. Jones underneath it. Oh, he's missed it. Bennett. Shelley tidies up. Renega can't get the ball out of his feet. Gets a throw.
St. Matthews posing the question to referee Bertrand Billion. How many times we're going to get fouled, told to cool off.
Paul Temple watches on as Pratley bends in the cross, and there's a foul spotted by Billon. So as things stand currently, Pirae would be on 9 points. Waitakere would drop to 3rd place. Solomon Warriors would be on 4 points. And Waitakere would stay on 4 points, but they have an inferior goal difference to the Warriors, who beat Kiwi 8-0. The implications of all that, of course, are that the final 4 would be Pirae, Amakel, Auckland and Bar. Raimana Lee Funkui, Vairua. Can't link it up with Lee Funkui. Shelley breaks clear. Biss. Jay Warren challenges. Jay Warren's another player with extensive OFC Champions League experience. He came back.
Yeah, Labast with a yellow card.
Well, there's the 3rd yellow card. This could be interesting.
Second half.
Second half. If some of these yellow cards turn into red cards.
Swiss timing that challenge going into Joel Stevens. Tristan Pratley has been the architect of all the set plays, but he hasn't actually delivered the telling ball in the 3 games that I've watched so far, Gordon.
No, there's another example of it, Indra. In the ASP Premiership for Waitakere, he was a really big asset for this club to acquire. His delivery from wide areas is usually a lot better than it has been in this tournament. When Waitakere won the ASP Premiership the season before last, it was Roy Krishna who equalised to make it 3-3 in normal time, and the cross actually came from Tristan Prattley. It was an absolute peach. So 39 minutes on the clock. Pirae 2, Waitakere United 0.
Great work by Joel Stevens. Still going. Oh. Great cover there from Ken Warren. Off Stevens, a goal kick to Pirae. So watch the replay. Joel Stevens between two defenders, still going, and just the last minute intervention there from Ken Warren off Stevens. See another foul there from Bennett this time.
Maxime Manco. Tatori lays it off for Matthews. Manco, Tatori, Stevens and Butler all resting in a high line along the Pirae back four. Good turn from Matthews. What sort of ball can he get into the box? Headed away by Pies. As far as Biss. Stevens brings Reniga into the action. Reniga to his skipper Butler. He needs some movement. Finds it in Tatori. This is dangerous for Pirae. Tatori with a chance. Good save by Tora here. It's off the post and it's a corner.
Tora here has saved. That's his third grand save, Gordon, as we see Tatori tinkers away, moves away from the defense, shot through Tori's hand, but just pushed it onto the post and a corner quickly taken.
Tatori again, he's in the mood now. He goes to ground. Well, that looked like a foul to me, and Labas can count himself lucky because he's on a yellow card. Vairua's ball, it's a good one. Robinson timed it to perfection. The temptation, as we've seen in past games, is for goalkeepers to come rushing out and occupy the role as a sweeper. Robinson was cool, calm and collected. Now Tatori's popped up on this right-hand side. He's sparked into life. Goes past Jay Warren. There's a cross. Oh, and it's missed at the near post. Tom Biss, I think it was. Well, this switch of flanks has really paid dividends for Waitakere. Tatori gets around Warren and then flashes it into the near post. And Ken Warren wasn't anywhere near Biss. And he just failed to side-foot it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I think Tatori has found this left side of the ASP defense where he could get those balls and could play games as he's managed to get those two good balls in. But unfortunately not finished. First one, Tori here, again given away by Harshi Raniga.
Well, Pirae just losing their way a little bit. The comfort of a two-goal lead is just starting to become difficult for them to live with at the moment, given that Waitakere are chasing this game aggressively to stay in the tournament. Tatori. Manco can't lock possession down. Jones heads it straight down the throat of Tairui. Parker. Ken Warren. Sebastian Labast. Good win by Prattley. Vairua, that's a first time pass intended for the substitute Solomon Tava Paihu.
He was all by himself on that right flank.
So 2.5 minutes of normal time to be played in match 18, match day 9 of the OFC Champions League group stage tournament. And it's AS Pirae who lead Waitakere United by 2-0. Here goes for the long flat clearance. Pratley intercepts. Stevens tries to hack one clear of Parker. He keeps going. Raimana Lee Fung Kui. Well, Lee Fung Kui had an easier option here down on the left. Thierry Labast had made a run. There's plenty of space as well. Vairua worked really hard to get forward with Nia Bennett. It actually looks as though Nia Bennett has dropped into midfield and Vairua is playing up front alongside Lee Fung Kui.
Yeah, they swapped those positions and roles around. The three of them, Fung Kui, Bennett and Vairua. Who do you mark when you're a defender?
Yeah,
Not knowing who's coming next at you.
Yeah. Well, look, Nia Bennett is in his 40s, the number 9. He's still incredibly fit. There's a number of players, I think we mentioned this the other day, 1 minute of time to be added. A number of players in their late 30s who are making an impact here. Ivan Vislic, James Naka, Nia Bennett, who's in his 40s. Pierre Wajoka. This is a good run by Brian Shelley, leading the way for Waitakere.
Malakai Kenehewe for Bar.
Yeah, he's another one. How old is Penny Finau, out of interest?
Finau would be not old, it's just the number of years he's been playing, early 30s. But Malakai Kenehewe definitely falls in the veterans category now.
Shot by Tatori's not very good. He stays down with an injury. Or was that just frustration? I think it's the latter.
But it's amazing, Gordon, that all these players, the names you've mentioned, as we approach half-time, the referee blows it for the end of the first 45. 1-0 to 2-0 rather to AS Pirae. But the players you've mentioned, all of them have put in a marvelous performance in this tournament.
Absolutely. Winding back the years for the most part. So, confirmation at half-time of the score here. It's AS Pirae of Tahiti 2. Waitakere United of New Zealand 0. We can take a look back now on the highlights of a very interesting first half.
Yeah, the first minute, the fastest goal of the tournament coming up, as we see the cross played in. And Fung Kui, nice header over the top of Brian Shelley and beating Danny Robinson. Great header. Then Shelley could have maybe done better, but just could not do anything to keep that out as they celebrate.
Well, it looks as though it was Harshe Reniga who picked up the late run of Raimana Lee Fung Kui.
12th minute.
Yeah, Shelley kind of hit the back of his head. 2 shots, one from Butler. Takes a deflection off the defender's knees. The second one from Joel Stevens was tipped around for the corner by Torahia.
Yeah, 15th minute, the defense, Pirae defense, give the ball away, and here you go. Joel Stevens, one-on-one. See, yeah, Paez gives the ball away. Grand run. Stevens could have taken another touch to it.
That should have been a goal, and Waitakere paid for their profligacy. It was a great shot from Vairua. The back heel set up Nia Bennett, who just passed it into the net. The composure. Now, we've seen so many players in these sorts of situations miss this type of chance, but Nia Bennett, the old campaigner, just got it on target, let the ball do the rest. And then Tatori suddenly sprang into life, took on Javier Paez, got round him. Good stop from Torahia. He did enough. The ball was still going goalward after the goalkeeper got a glove on it. And then he thanks the post as it hits the upright and goes out. So half-time, it's 2-0 to AS Pirae over Waitakere United. Rejoin us after this short break for the rest of the match.
Doing tackling each other, that's what. Well, Krishna, the first Fijian to play in a senior FIFA tournament.
Welcome back to Churchill Park. It's half-time in the OFC Champions League group stage match between AS Pirae and Waitakere United. It's 2-0 to AS Pirae. We can take a look back at some of the action from yesterday that involved Amical and defending champions, Auckland City FC. Taloni lofts it across. Sakama at the far post. Vasilic has picked it up. Oh, good ball in. Oh, it's in! Amazing stuff! Dominic Fred has put Amical in front.
Taloni with the cross. Try from Sakama. Vasilic. Tamani Williams comes on, following it up. Great goal. Dominic Fred. And this, you see the celebration.
Pirae from Skoramboina mi trimplo mi manda se mina mi maskolo skolotis keme so mi pre from se emblo mi manda se mina maskoramboin lo tamila lo te Auckland City tampoli go inside lo neta mi filmi club mi ting lo mi se poine go mi manda se mana lo mas tiventem kasen lo final mi se.
Don't have goosebumps after watching that, then you're probably not a human being. That was amazing stuff, really emotional. Dominic Fred explaining just what it felt like to put Amical 1-0 up over Auckland City. Of course, here at Churchill Park in Waitakere, it's 2-0 to AS Pirae, so that victory for Amical yesterday may not mean the end of the road for the defending champions. They might get a reprieve. But during the half-time break, Indra and I were both discussing our various perspectives on this game. Indra, is there a way back for Waitakere?
Yeah, just going on that, we'll just look at the Pirae goals. Have they taken the lead before we see what Waitakere will come out in the second half? It came in the first minute. Fastest goal. See the cross come in. Fankui, header, yeah, correct. He lost Hershey Raniga on the way. And on the line, Brian Shelley couldn't keep it out. Danny Robinson couldn't keep it out. And it's celebration time. There you go. Raniga again, I think inexperience just showing there. Funkwe using his experience to get that header into the back of the net. The fastest goal in this tournament so far, and maybe in the history of the competition. The 16th minute, Marama Vahirua, stinging shot. Away by a good save there by Danny Robinson. Backheel and the Virtuan. It's grand to see a Virtuan of Naya Bennett's name scoring there. Look at that backheel. Some other player we've seen most of the island nations do is would have tried it himself. He just backheeled it, knowing his support player would be there to finish it off. 2-0. And as you asked there, Gotti, second half, Waitakere United, could be a few arguments, could be a few critics who might say they can get back. From my point of view, this just haven't had the tournament whereby the scoring chances that they've taken. And I think it'll be hard. They could get one, but to score three, my point of view, tough. It's Benjamin Totori. Who do you take off? Or if you're going to bring on someone to add more firepower, is it Sam French? Haven't been impressed with him, even though he scored a goal in his first game, a grand turnaround in finishing, but it's not in the same caliber as the likes of Roy Krishna and Ryan de Vries.
No, he's not the same bracket. Dylan Stansfield is a young up-and-comer. He could add something up front for Waitakere United. I just wonder what we're going to see in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half. Waitakere have really got to go for it. Sam French is being prepped for action. So I wonder who they're going to take off. Is it going to be Maxim Manko? Is it going to be Benjamin Totori?
Totori.
It's Totori.
No, he's going back on as well.
No, he's back on. So let's have a quick count of 14, 11, 8, 20. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I think if Waitakere United can get in the faces of AS Pirae and just ratchet the temperature of this game up a few notches, we'll see which of the two teams remains calm, because of the two teams, AS Pirae are the ones currently carrying players with yellow cards. Now, if they were to be reduced in personnel, then surely there's going to be more space on that pitch to be exploited. Now, double substitution, in fact, one for each team.
Mark Faki is coming on in place of Reman Alengfunki.
Yeah, as we discussed.
Yeah, and we see his side, number 9, Sam French. Come in, the fourth official still getting his numbers in order. There you go, number 12, Sam Matthews.
So it's a striker for a midfielder.
Yeah, he was sort of a steel man in this midfield, so it'll be very interesting who will break up. Maybe Jake Butler will be the man to look at to break up that attack from AS Pirae. But again, yes, discipline. Can AS Pirae maintain the discipline? They've already got 3 yellow cards, Gotti?
That's right.
Yeah. They don't want to lose a player heading into the semi-final, and in particular if they are going to face who they are giving a lifeline to, Auckland City. Back from the dead, call them after the 45 minutes is over in the second half.
Yep, well, hold on to your hats, folks, because this is what it's all about. OFC Champions League pressure. So Butler sitting in midfield with Tom Biss, French and Manko are up front. Stevens and Totori providing width. So it's a 4-4-2 for the Kiwis. Away by Pies. Mark Vaki. Well, he had his hands all over Aaron Jones. Free kick to Waitakere. Robinson sprints out a goal to take it. 4 up for Waitakere. Pies is under it. And it's an offside.
It takes some doing to beat Torohia. One-on-one we've seen him, and in particular the Nickelodeonian and Tahitian goalkeepers, we've seen them brilliant on one-on-one situations.
Yeah, that's quite right.
If you take a Tamati Williams from the equation, because he's already been to the most top level that we can think of in club football, yeah, I've just been impressed with this Torohia.
Cross comes in, headed away by Pies. Tairui. Vairua. Oh, that's given straight to Jake Butler, who sets Sam French away. He's got Manko to his right. Oh, and this is going to be interesting. Is that a goal scoring opportunity?
Yeah, Red's coming out. Red is coming out. There you go.
He's off.
We spoke about this, Gordon.
We did.
Yeah, and we see there, just one-on-one. Yeah, Sam French away. And it is Humana Paka takes Sam French down. A Red down to 10 men.
So what a start to the second half.
See dejected looking Himana Paka.
So Pirae down to 10.
Can Waitakere pull a goal back here through this free kick?
I fancy Jake Butler with the right foot. They need some leadership. They need some strong leadership from their skipper. As Himano Parker makes the lonely trudge back to the dressing room. Six in the wall. Butler hits the wall, gets a second go at it. Saved by Torahia.
Yeah, just not the delivery they would have been waiting for, wanting in that box. Grand opportunity for Waitakere there. As we watch it again, driven in, cleared by the wall, he gets a second chance. Just doesn't get it right. Gordon, it just surprises me. Sometimes we talk about things at halftime and it transpires on the pitch as part of the second half.
Well, I didn't expect there to be a red card so early. I thought that might take around 20 minutes to come to the boil.
And we thought, well, the guys who had already got the cards would be in danger.
Yeah, and it was a straight red. It was a goal-scoring opportunity. There's
There you
Butler trying to go through. That wall is also guilty of turning its back on the second phase play. They jumped, and
Ken Warren is down.
yeah, Ken Warren doesn't look good at all. So Pirae is starting to wobble.
9 players on the pitch at the moment.
They've clearly struggled to adapt to the arrival of French and that high line they've got. It's already cost them one player to a red card. Ken Warren is off the park at the moment. Pirae down to just 8 outfielders. 40 minutes of the match to go. Bennett. Oh, that's picked up by Butler. French. It's a heavy ball. Sam French.
Do you put Benjamin Totori up front, make it 3 strikers as the game goes on?
Well, it's going to happen. I've no doubt about that. The longer that Pirae keep this game, or keep Waitakere scoreless, the more Waitakere are going to have to press the issue. As we saw with Auckland yesterday, they were chasing the game. Just push players forward as high as you can, and then you start to take risks at the back. Vaki goes down, it's a free kick for Pirae.
Ken Warren's back on the field, Gordon. He's all right.
I think Waitakere have still got a chance.
Some wages going around here and there as to if Waitakere can pull this one out of the fire.
If Pirae grab a third, then I'm not so sure. Cross goes in looking for Vaki. Pratley's clearance is somewhat strange. Vairua. Quality from him. Jay Warren. Still going, Jay Warren. Picks out Nia Bennett. Bennett goes down. That's a free kick for Pirae. Well, this is a good little spell for Pirae. They've just taken some pressure off themselves. Patient in possession in Waitakere's third. They want to keep it up here for as long as possible.
Fancy Vairua to take a drive from here.
Well, he'll be doing very well to beat Danny Robinson from this distance. It would have to be something world class. Here is Marama Vairua. Well, forces Robinson into a save. It's more than we can say for some free kicks we've witnessed in the tournament.
As Robinson takes the kick, we've had only one incident where the goalkeeper has held on longer than 6 seconds. We've had one quickly taken indirect free kick that resulted in a goal, as we see that foul, push on the back. Maxim Mango.
Bennett loses to Prattley. David Pohu gives it straight back to the Waitakere left back. Now French. Offloaded to Butler. There's 4 high in the line for Waitakere. There's now 5. There's a cross. That's too easy for Javier Pais. They've got to find a better quality in their delivery. You can have all the players in the world. Oh, that's a good ball. That's the quality they're looking for. Reniga straight at Torahia. The delivery each and every time is letting Pirae off the hook.
It's continued from the first half, Gordon, where we've seen Waitakere having some good balls, but that the final ball into the danger zone it's just not been what they would have wanted.
French battling away for the cause. Solomon Tavapaihu doing some good defending. He can be happy with his work there.
They're going to take all their time to try and set up goal kicks, free kicks, corners. They know if they've got a 2-0 lead, it's Waitakere under pressure.
Yeah, it has to be 3 Waitakere. I'm sure that Paul Temple and Brian Shelley will have reminded their players that goals can come in quick succession. They just have to keep battling away and keep believing in themselves. Remember, they did it in a, well, let's face it, it was an ugly fashion, but they got there just in the nick of time against the Solomon Warriors. Just because they kept going. You know, they never let up.
Got to keep on chipping away. At this moment in time, they haven't. It's about 10 minutes into the second spell, 55th minute we're heading into. They just, apart from that one Sam French breakthrough, which got the card, red card to the Pirae defender, they haven't actually shown us anything much. There goes French.
Tries to find Stevens. Stevens still going. Reniga arrives to provide some help. Butler. Well, it's all huff and puff at the moment. Waitakere, Reniga does well. It's interpreted by Bertrand Bellon as a foul. We see Samuel Garcia, the assistant coach for Pirae, coming to the edge of the technical area, barking instructions to his players. Good header by Jones. Tavapaihu.
He's played well since he's come on.
Yeah, he's added a lot to Pirae. Coming on for Raimoana Bennett. Here's Mark Vaki. Vairua. Biss. Tatori. Vairua ducked into it. Biss. Got something on it. What can Waitakere make of the extra man? That's a good ball by Butler. Stevens on the right. He's got 3 targets in the penalty area. Can he get in a decent ball? The answer is no this time. Ken Warren got in front of Maxim Manco to prevent the cross. Stevens, he's into the penalty area. Chance for Waitakere. He scores! Waitakere have a lifeline.
2-1 game on.
It's game on, very much so.
Yeah, look at his run. Just a thinking run away from the defenders, and he said, I'll take it myself. Just drove it to the far post of Torahia. Torahia this time, no chance. Joel Stevens has pulled one back, 2-1. Waitakere need 2 more. As AS Pirae about to make a substitution, and it's Jimmy Tapa, as we thought would come. He's coming in for Javier Pais.
This is an interesting call by Pirae.
Grand run there at that time, Joel Stevens. He just didn't look up. He just looked up at goal and said, I'll give this a go, and he just got rewarded for that.
Well, that's the sort of character they need, Waitakere, in today's situation. They need that level of self-belief and responsibility and the willingness to take on the challenge. And Joel Stevens stepped up to the mark and led the way for his team. They trail AS Pirae by 2-1. They need 2 goals to get to the semi-finals. French, Tatori, well, just
It's a free kick.
well, the complexion of this match has changed. Pirae have the lead, but they're down to 10 players. Waitakere have one of the 3 goals they need.
Can Tristan Prattley band in a great one. He hasn't had much luck in this tournament so far. Let's see if he can do that to find his marksman up front.
There's Garcia. He's telling Ken Warren to get marked up. Aaron Jones is going to get a talking to. Ken Warren as well.
St. Butler is all by himself. It's not marked now. He's picked up.
There's Prattley's ball. Torahia. Good take by the keeper. You're right, Andrew. The more I see of Jonathan Torahia, the more impressed I am. So, Pirae on the counter-attack. Vairua. I don't know what Vairua was thinking there.
Wondered that overlapping run from this right flank, but Naya Bennett just said, no, I'm not going to run for that ball.
Oh, he's in his 5th decade, so perhaps he's entitled to make
Yeah.
selective runs at his own discretion. Vairua.
This time he makes the run.
Bennett. Labast. Jinking this way and that. Thierry Labast. Mark Vaki makes a run up on the right. Chance for Naya Bennett. Still going. Oh, and it's just over the top.
Close. As he walks away, Naya Bennett wants the replay again. And ball, Naya Bennett all by himself, looks up, takes it further, and then just drives it over the post.
Vaki. Ooh, that's a tight one. Sam French chased down Torahia. Vairua. Hasn't got a target. Naya Bennett's walked off. Play just starting to break down. Vairua checks on the health of Naya Bennett. So Pirae down to 9 players. Actually, 1, 2. Yes, the 8 outfielders.
This is the chance for Waitakere. 9 players, 8 on the field in front of the goalkeeper. Can they get that second goal? Not with passes as such.
Vaki. That's a good run by Teva Paihu down the right. Decent cross. Shelley was so tempted he had a nibble at it. Reniga, this is where he's strong, with that pace. Well, there's an unmarked Maxi Manco here, just in front of the centre half Ken Warren. Play starting to fragment all over the place.
Adam McGeorge being told to strip off and get ready to be sent on by Paul Temple.
he's going to add a lot of energy. He is one of the fittest players in New Zealand club football, Adam McGeorge. If he wasn't a football player, he'd be a track athlete, I'm sure. He's regularly amongst the front runners in pre-season fitness tests. Butler spots Tatori.
.27 to go. 2 goals needed.
It's on a knife edge, this. It's so difficult to pick what's going to take place. Pairua's in some discomfort. Here's another look at it. Teva Paihu with the throw in. Oh no, and it looks as though he might have done something to his knee, eh?
Yeah, no, it's the hip area. Spray goes on.
There is Adam McGeorge. Pirae goes to the sideline. At least he's up and walking.
They can't. Sorry, Gotti. They can't afford to lose Waitakere.
No, they can't.
Tristan Bradley is off as we watch it again. Oh, it's a bit off the ball there. By the captain, Jack Butler.
So it's Tristan Pratley who's off, so this is aggressive, and it needs to be. So Pratley, the left back, has come off. Adam McGeorge has come on. Expect fireworks as Waitakere into the last 25 minutes of the competition group stage, searching for the goals that will take them through to the semi-finals. Teva Paihu. Jay Warren.
Oh, given away.
Oh, that's given away cheaply. They're in trouble, Pirae. Oh, and it's just a moment like that. Nice skills.
Grand release.
Bennett. Still going, Bennett. Labast. Waitakere. He's got Teva Paihu here on the right who's unmarked. There's a long-range shot off target. Well, exciting stuff. If you're enjoying this as much as we are, we don't blame you. It's riveting action here in the OFC Champions League. Handball by Teva Paihu.
Tristan Bradley is gone. Tom Best takes over. Duties of delivering the set piece. Let's see what they can conjure up from here.
There's Biss's ball. It's a good one. Toro here. Good goalkeeping. Jimmy Taper. Thierry Labast. Jay Warren. Gets a throw in. Oh no, it stayed in. Taper. Oh, he's lost out to Butler. Butler's starting to pick up a lot of these midfield balls for his team.
It's a Golden Glove award as well in this OFC Champions League. Could become a tough one for the Oceania committee. Got it.
Yeah, it's looking like a keen contest. Don't forget that save Danny Robinson made in the match with Solomon Warriors in the first half of that game. It was absolutely fantastic, and Jonathan Toro here has made some good saves here today. Teva Paihu taking on McGeorge. Oh, that's a slack one. It just needed to be rolled in gently to Waitakere. Now Brian Shelley comes forward. Mark Vaki with the tackle. Waitakere just lifting the tempo. There's a good run by Harshe Reniga. Manco's unmarked in the middle of the box. Oh, and that's good defending from Jimmy Tepa.
Just felt the brunt of it, Harshe Reniga. And Jimmy Tepa wins a goal kick instead of giving away a corner.
You can't ask for much more than that from your player.
Look at that.
Actually, that's Pirae. He had to make up a lot of ground. Reniga's no slouch. He's exceptionally quick. Here's Shelley. Well, Pirae operating with a back five at the moment. Look at the gap between the midfield and their defence. There's a good ball to Tori. And Toro here comes off his line to snaffle the ball up.
I think we'll be calling his name quite a lot in this last 20 minutes or so coming up, Gordon.
That's a good ball and a good run by Benjamin Tatori.
Well taken by Toro here there. Oh, well played.
Bennett. There's Vairua. Oh, that's a good ball by Vairua. Labast. But Reniga is up to the defending. Exciting young talent, Harshe Reniga. Jimmy Tepa through the legs of an opponent. Keeps going.
Stansfield also warming up on the side for Waitakere United. Oh,
On the
miscued.
chance, Aaron Jones can put it in the back of the net. It's blocked. Sam French is there. Pirae only just surviving by the skin of their teeth. Incredible moment. Good touch from Bennett. That was an excellent piece of technical skill by the veteran. Well, Aaron Jones is injured. He's down in the box.
Was that the moment?
Well, it'd be good to see a replay of that moment. Restarting with a drop ball. Shelley. Can Pirae hold on? Can Waitakere United penetrate this stubborn AS Pirae defence? Butler. Free kick for Waitakere. Have another look at it. Brave defending from Jimmy Tepa.
Everyone's moving up for Waitakere.
Well, it's getting to that point in the match. They're going to have to pull something off. They've got 7 forward. Headed away by Tauira. Labast. And he got tripped. It's been spotted. Care to take any predictions, Indra, about the final 18 minutes or so?
I'm still going with it. Worst case, maybe a 2-all. Just a personal view. I'm just watching this Waitakere forward line. I think just the lack of experience in some of these players might be a telling factor.
Well, I've really given you a hospital pass there by putting you on the spot. I certainly wouldn't have a clue how this is going to end. Parky goes in late on McGeorge. It was senseless. There was no danger. So how many have they pushed forward? Aaron Jones has joined the attack. Jones, Manco, Biss, French, Tatori, Stevens. There's Robinson's kick.
Too deep.
Yep, too deep.
The danger, I think, for the Waitakere. Oh, mistake by Torohia.
Oh, Torohia's
Oh.
given it away.
Oh,
And how did they survive that? That is absolutely suicidal. Jonathan Torohia with some harebrained goalkeeping. Sam French got round him. He tried to lay it on for Manco. I tell you what French needed to do. He needed to just lash that into
Yes.
the net.
I have no idea why he wanted to lay it on for Manco.
Here's the corner. Away by Taper. Well, you can't say that Waitakere haven't been handed opportunities. Tatori, maybe he can carve something out of his own. Taking on Vaki. Well, accused of playing for the free kick. Reniga, long-range shot, takes a deflection. It falls to Stevens. 9 players forward for Waitakere, all shuffling along this Pirae backline.
Dylan Stansfield about to come on for Waitakere. And the other danger I'm talking about, Gotti, is with everyone pushing forward for Waitakere and coming off is Manco as Stansfield comes on. But the danger could be that now Bennett is left by himself up at the halfway mark at times. A through ball, a counter-attack, good result in Bennett with all his experience and pushing this game away. But
It could happen. You make a good point. I just wonder if Bennett's got the pace, because if he receives the ball in and around halfway, he's still got half a pitch to go, and I don't know if he's got the gas for that. We'll see. He's got the jump. Now Labast. Jones. Still Jones. Plays it wide to Tatori. First time. Oh, and a chance. He's off. This is going to go right to the wire. AS Pirae 2, Waitakere United 1.
.15 to go.
Plenty of time for Waitakere to get 2 goals. They'll probably need to get one very shortly.
Adam McGeorge bringing down Marama Vahirua. This is what AS Pirae would want. Kill it down, lay the long ball into the Waitakere area and just try and keep it there, because once they're starting to give away those mauls that they haven't done so far in this tournament, and we see Torohia there. First major blunder by him in this tournament.
Teva Pauhu takes a free kick. It's not bad. It's given something for Bennett to leap at. Shelley holds him off. Toeda for Wairua, gives it straight to Butler. Tries to pop it over the top for Tatori. Teva Pauhu. There's a shot from Stansfield. It's over the top.
That's what I've been seeing. Just maybe that experience lacking in this Waitakere side to put those type of balls away, as we see Sam French trying to hustle, but there comes Stansfield. Drives it way over the crossbar of Torohia's goalmouth.
Well, we know what Waitakere are made of. We know of the characters in the team. Born winners like Brian Shelley and Danny Robinson. They need something from one of these players. Somebody to stand up and put their personal stamp on this game. Yeah. 77th minute. It's 2-1. So who will the semi-finalists be? We know that Bar and Amakel are through. We know that Pirae are all but through. Will it be Waitakere United or Auckland City who will join them? At the moment, it's Auckland City, by sheer virtue of this scoreline. Waitakere need 2 goals, and that semi-final picture will change dramatically, seeing the red and whites joined the last four. Away by Teva Paihu, it's straight into the path of McGeorge. That is a wasted opportunity. They don't come much easier than that.
This AS Pirae defense is gifting Waitakere in the second half. McGeorge just rifles it well and truly out of Churchill Park, but just mistakes creeping in from AS Pirae, but Waitakere haven't as yet taken advantage of that.
I'm just astonished by that. They can't afford to be so wasteful. Labast can't get the better of Reniga. Shelley will bring this forward. Butler. Stevens. Stansfield. Tatori, French. Stevens in the box. Cuts it back. It's away by Teva Paihu. Good defending from the substitute. Teva Paihu's had a wonderful game since he came on. The 10 men of Pirae are just hanging on. Look at that. It was Tom Biss, the midfielder, who was unmarked in the middle of the 6-yard box. At times, Pirae seem as though they're down to 9 players. Nia Bennett can hardly move. There's a corner. Aimed towards Torahia. He's got a glove on it. It's another corner.
It seemed like in 2 minds there, either to tap it out or to take it. It's given away another corner to Waitakere. Jenny Robinson almost up to the halfway mark for Waitakere.
Expect to see Robinson join in much the same way that Tamati Williams did yesterday. Benjamin Tatori just occupying space right in front of Jonathan Tora here. The corner goes to the far stick. Headed back in by Butler. It's away by the Pirae defence. Stevens picks it up. If he gets this into the far post, Tora here. Safe hands.
He won't make any more mistakes. He knows what could happen.
Well, we'll see if he doesn't make any more mistakes. I certainly didn't expect him to kick it out from his glove straight into Sam French's back.
Yeah.
And he did it. And we're in that strange part of any match where the strangest things can happen. Pressure has an effect on people that it wouldn't normally do, and there's no shortage of pressure here.
Right, last 10 minutes, Gordy.
I think Waitakere have still got a chance. That's my view.
You've been adamant through the duration of this game. Let's see. I don't know if Vahiru on that far side now.
He's keen to hang on the ball. Hang on to the ball, Vairua.
Yeah, you're correct. Nia Bennett just not running at all. He's just there to make up the numbers, and he's just putting a lot of pressure. The midfield is nowhere to be seen, and AS Pirae, all they're doing is there, giving away the ball once more.
Now there's a chance. Stansfield's offside, though. Both sides showing bags of character and resilience. Pirae reduced to 10 players after just 48 minutes. They continue to lead this match by 2-1. Reniga. Stevens up against Jay Warren, using his pace. If he can get the ball in, there's players unmarked in the middle of the penalty area. It's a goal kick. Dear me. I still firmly believe Waitakere can get one of these right. I'm pretty sure they can.
Stansfield there in the midst of things.
Serious looks on the face of Jared Kotai and Samuel Garcia in the white shirt. Remember, Pirae have beaten a New Zealand club once before, back in 2005, when Raimoana Bennett scored the winner for Pirae against Auckland. That was in Tahiti. Their last outing against a New Zealand club was the 2006 final, when they lost 3-1 to Auckland, and Kieran Jordan scored a hat-trick. Here's Sam French, straight at Torahia.
This time he throws it almost straight to Joel Stevens.
Dear me. Jimmy Taper, he's gone quiet for the last 10 or so minutes. Here's Labast. Play on, says Bertrand Billon. Tatori. Butler. Oh, oh, the flag goes up. Well, it'd be good to see that on a replay. I'm not sure.
Tight, eh?
Yeah, it was a very tight call. Not sure that the AR's got this right. Let's have a look. And offside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Charles from Papua New Guinea on that far side, the assistant referee.
Vaki. Good ball. Picks out Taper. The introduction of Vaki and Taper has actually done a world of good for Pirae. They're both players with considerable experience domestically. That wasn't Vaki's best work in truth, but I think you understand the point I'm trying to make. Shelley. We're in the 84th minute. Waitakere need 2 goals. Tatori. Well, I've seen Waitakere United come back from more dire situations than this over the years. The question will be, can this class of 2014 match the abilities and achievements of their predecessors? Not with balls like that.
Yeah, they have got a good side. They've got all those chances with a good side that they've got, Waitakere. But again, as I reiterate, it's just that little bit of experience lacking. While they've got Benjamin Tatori and Brian Shelley, and they've got the captain Jake Butler, etc. Butler is apparently off the field, but they just experience is just lacking, in particular in front of the goal mark.
Well, that's a good ball. Sam French tries to cut it back. Teva Paihu with some desperate defending. Teva Paihu, for me, has turned in a near man-of-the-match performance for Pirae. There's a corner to the far post. Torahia goes for it. He's got a glove on it. A corner on the other side.
Came off a Waitakere player, Aaron Jones.
Ah, yes, you're right. It's a goal kick.
Still believe, Gordon, 5 minutes to go.
Anything can happen. This is football. Indra.
Yeah, I think some of the locals who've turned out here definitely enjoying this one here this afternoon. Offside. Take Butler there on the screen, the captain, how he will have to lead his team the last 5 minutes. Can he be the captain courageous?
Tatori. French. Well, it's going to open up here shortly. There are no tomorrows for Waitakere. Labast can't win it off McGeorge. Headed by Ken Warren. And McGeorge has gone over the top and conceded a free kick. The pressure's off Pirae.
Here they're even bringing the ball for the experienced players. Shows the desperation stuff as we see comes in. Oh, yeah.
Well, not right in front of the referee. Particularly in this environment. Now, Adam McGeorge is getting a talking to from Bertrand Billon. Pirae will take the free kick. Spots the run of Labast. Renega's header only as far as Bennett. Bennett spots an avenue to run down. Jimmy Taper. Taking on Joel Stevens. Taper with a cross. Goes to the far post. Teva Paihu's there. Against Shelley. Robinson has it. Well, it's 1-on-1 at the back. Robinson goes long. Helped on. Torahia will deal with this. It's in his gloves.
Bennett.
So now it's 1-on-1 at the back for Waitakere. Labast. Mark Vaki. Vaki with the back heel. Labast. Oh, it's over the crossbar.
Could have signed, seal and delivered there for AS Pirae, but just over the bar.
Well, that would have been curtains, wouldn't it?
As we see the replay. Just wasn't Danny Robinson fully stretched there. They quickly start attack again.
Shelley. Is Waitakere United season coming to a close? They've got just over 2 minutes of normal time left to try and salvage their season. They need 2 goals, and they need them fast. There's the cross. That's an interesting one. Torohea. Again, ever dependable. Reniga against Bennett. Bennett's got the better of the youngster. It's going to be a corner for Pirae. Oh, it's a free kick. Offside, perhaps. I can't see where the AR
They
is.
said it came off Bennett the last moment.
A minute and a half to go. Tatori for Jones. He's taken out. They have a free kick. Wow. Goodness me. 89 minutes. Waitakere have a free kick. Tatori. Yeah, he caught him there. There's no doubt about that. Cam Warren, the guilty party. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm surprised that Danny Robinson... Well, maybe that's taking risk too far, but Danny Robinson should be called up very shortly to join the attack. As soon as Waitakere get a corner, he's going to be off after it. So 3 minutes of time added on.
Offside.
We're in the 90th of normal time. Robinson joins in. That's a huge long kick he's applied there. Aaron Jones, what was he thinking?
Oh, Torohea.
Well,
He's given away a corner kick, Torohea. Here comes Danny Robinson, as he predicted.
Danny Robinson up.
There you see. He has the ball. He tries to shield it. Sam French pressure. Loses it over the line. Corner comes
Corner
in.
taken.
Oh, free kick. Yeah, Robinson will get carded here. Yellow card for Danny Robinson.
Mark Vaki. There are 4 forward for Pirae. McGeorge takes the ball off him.
So, Gordon, are we looking at a Bar Amical and AS Pirae Auckland City semi-final in the OFC Champions League?
I think we are, you know. David Paihu. Oh, and French. Tota here playing basketball with it.
Again, experience lacking with Sam French.
Well, Vairua used all his experience to get the better of Tatori then.
So Kiwatia Street will come alive because the defending champions, as it looks like, will feature once again the OFC 2014 Champions League semi-finals. Won't be easy though with AS Pirae.
No, I think that's been proved well and truly.
I'm sure we'll have a team from the Pacific Islands featuring in that final because the Amical versus the Bar side play in the other semi. So
Yeah,
the final will come to either Port Vila or to Bar, one of the legs.
Tora here. Teva Paihu, one of the heroes in orange. Still going. Nice little cutback for Bennett. McGeorge has won it. Vairua, that's a great ball by Vairua. Vavaki. Bennett can... Yeah, that's it. It's all over. Pirae have scored and put the nail in the coffin of Waitakere.
What a ball from Marama Vairua at
That was just simply superb from Vairua.
It was Jimmy Tepa who's been credited with that goal. Yeah, Danny Robinson knows his afternoon and his team's afternoon is done. Picks up the towel, wipes off the sweat in his goal mouth. And the bench of AS Pirae jumping for joy. Sums up Waitakere's season this year out of the ASB Premiership Finals, losing 8-1 on aggregate to Auckland City. Not putting in an impressive performance here from day one, as that's it.
It's all over. AS Pirae have won. Waitakere are out of the OFC Champions League.
Thank you for your support.
And Pirae have won the group convincingly.
2014. Thank you very much.
Auckland City have come in as the second best placed team.
And that's right. The final four will be Bar, Amakel, AS Pirae, and the defending champions Auckland City have gone in through the back door. Quite incredible scenes at Lautoka. I can tell you, I never would have picked this result, but then again, I wouldn't have picked Amakel to beat Auckland yesterday. Let's have a look back at the highlights of an incredible match.
Definitely a one-on-one. The free kick, not a good delivery there by Jake Butler. He gets a second chance. Can't just get it on his right. Power behind the ball, saved well. And then we see Waitakere here, pulling one back. As we kept on asking, can they do it? Joel Stevens takes it all by himself. Sam French was there. Joel Stevens, too powerful his shot, straight past the defense and the goalkeeper, Tora here. You see him again, just brushes aside the defender at a brilliant finish. At this moment, we thought, can Waitakere come back and do it?
Paul Temple urging his players on. There was a sign. They were back in the running. Then this miss, extraordinary miss. Waitakere just couldn't get the ball out of their feet. And Biss's shot is saved by Tora here. Then with 19 minutes to go, Tora here with a really strange clearance. Sam French had an open goal to aim at. He popped it over the top of Tora here. Teva Paihu came back to supply some cover. And really that should have ended up in the back of the net one way or the other. 78th minute, corner whipped in. Goes to the far post. Tora here helped it out for another corner.
Yeah, at that moment we thought Tora here was starting to feel the pressure. 87th minute. Pirae with a chance, just blasted over the crossbar. This was against the run of play for Jimmy Tepa, or Mark Vaki, my apologies. Just straight over the crossbar. And then when Waitakere had pushed everything, and what a ball from Marama Vairua got in.
That was superb. Nye Bennett tees it up, plays in his teammate, and the finish from Tepa was perfect. Danny Robinson beaten and can do nothing. So Waitakere United's wait for another OFC Champions League title continues.
Even before the ball went in, Marama Vairua's hands were up in the air.
He knew. So let's get the post-match comments of Waitakere United coach Paul Temple.
Paul, unfortunate end. Some good chances for your side. What are your thoughts on that match?
Oh, look, I couldn't ask any more of the boys, to be honest. It was a 90-minute onslaught. I'm not quite sure how we lost 3-1, but yeah, we had so many chances and unfortunately we couldn't take them, so disappointing. But look, I can't be prouder of the boys. They put in so much effort and they created loads of chances. The performance was excellent. We just couldn't get the luck that we needed.
Good side, Pirae. Do you think that they'll be a strong challenger for Auckland City in that semi-final?
Oh yeah, good side. They've got some good players, but Auckland will be too strong for them. So yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Auckland will be going through. Yep.
Auckland just edging through into that semi-final ahead of you guys, unfortunately. But you still think that they have the business?
Yeah, look, we've given them a get-out-of-jail-free card there, really, haven't we? But yeah, they'll go on and win it. They'll be the best team left in the competition. But yeah, look, unfortunately for us, we couldn't do the win. I mean, we didn't really want to think too much about the Auckland situation. We just wanted to get the win ourselves and get ourselves through, and we haven't been able to do that. So it's just been one of those seasons for us. But look, I think there's enough signs in our team, characters and players that we've got a bright future. So we just got to keep working.
Coming back strong next year?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, unfortunately, we haven't qualified for next year's one, but the club's just got to keep rebuilding like we have this year and keep focusing towards the future. You know, as I say, there's some great characters in this team and they've put in everything in this tournament. So in terms of performances, they've been good. We just haven't had the results.
Thanks, Paul.
Right, thanks.
So, Paul Temple sharing his views, and we won't see Waitakere United for at least 2 seasons. And Jackie is with Samuel Garcia, the assistant coach of AS Pirae.
Est-ce que vous êtes contente avec le match aujourd'hui?
Très content, on avait dit qu'on resterait sérieux, qu'on prenait match par match. Très content du comportement des garçons, très content d'aller en demi-finale. On a bien débuté le match, on marque rapidement, ensuite on gère un peu plus. Bon, c'était un peu plus compliqué sur la fin, mais enfin l'essentiel était fait. On est un peu embêté parce qu'on prend quand même un carton rouge qui aurait pu être évité. Mais enfin, très satisfait. Je voudrais féliciter tous les garçons, tout le staff, parce que c'est un staff, c'est une équipe entière. Et voilà, écoute, on va rentrer chez nous tranquillement et puis on va attendre le prochain match qui sera Auckland City, si c'est bien ça.
Et Auckland City, on a vu perdu contre Amical, mais ils ont qualifié pour le demi-finale. Vous croyez que vous pouvez se battre cette équipe?
Écoutez, c'est une demi-finale, aller-retour. On n'a pas triché, on a joué, on a une équipe de garçons qui s'entendent bien, qui sont sérieux, avec pas mal d'expérience à l'intérieur. On sait qu'Auckland City, c'était certainement le favori de la compétition. Nous, on ne regarde pas ça, on se regarde nous. Et en tout cas, on ne pense pas, on travaille pour essayer de faire le meilleur. Et on espère passer, bien sûr, cette demi-finale.
Merci.
Merci.
So, an enthralling match that has finished 3-1 to AS Pirae over Waitakere United, and that brings us to the close of 9 intense match days here in Waitakere and Bar, Fiji. It's been a real pleasure bringing you coverage of all the action to all our viewers across the Pacific, to our partners, UNICEF Pacific, the Ministry of Health of Fiji, the Fiji FA, OFC, and of course Vodafone and Sports World and Courts. On behalf of everybody involved with the production, OFC TV, I am your commentator, Gordon Watson, bidding you farewell. And on behalf of Indra Singh, we wish you all the very best, and we'll see you for the semi-finals. Thank you, and wherever you are, have a good night.